Forgive me for being a little pessimistic. I had won my freedom for the time being, but that was in the face of many losses. This life used to be easier. The Crimson Circle, or what was left of it, had reunited, and were once again on our way to hunt the creature within the Tanglewood, but now with fewer numbers than the first attempt. If we failed then, what chance do we have this time? What chance to see my wife alive again? I wonder how many of the others are thinking the same thing. Lieutenant Erelem has been uncharacteristically quiet so far. He does not strike me as a man who enjoys being humbled. What a strange sensation. One part déjà vu, one part melancholy, and one part paranoia. It describes this whole Sanguine affair, doesn't it? Sanguine. That's the word. In one sense, hopeful. In the other, bloody. Either aspect being the inevitable result of this journey. I have no choice but to soldier onward, my blade at the ready, and my eyes on the horizon. The next step is to find some shelter for the night. After that, continue onward to the Tanglewood, kill the creature, and find my wife, assuming no one cuts my throat in the process. Simple enough. Simple enough. Okay, so again, this is a troublesome journey to get to this location. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll. We are using wits. No additional modifier. Now, this is showing up as a weak hit, but according to my modified rule, that is actually a strong hit, which is great, which means that the group is able to reach a waypoint, and I think they're going to want to make camp, and that would make sense. Yeah, let's see. Where do they end up resting, at least for the night? I mean, the storm has been going on. I imagine they probably don't go that far. Let's go to, I believe it's just under Oracles. Yeah, okay, let's do another location and descriptor. Bridge, a protected bridge. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so if they're coming to a protected bridge, let's, I bet you that there might be a road or a path that is kind of in this way heading up into the mountains, because it makes sense, because there would need to be likely at least some roads taking in a direction to head in the various locations in Silver Peak. I think that would make sense. So let's just say that because they are in higher altitudes, you have a bridge that's actually going over a chasm, but it's protected. Wonder why it's protected. Well, if they're traveling, let's just say if he was about 48%, let's say they travel an extra 10 miles or so. Yeah, so I think they have now moved to about here. And let's just put on our bridge. Okay. Now, it was a strong hit. So what else do we get for Beltran? Let's look at my moves. Okay. Strong hit. Reach the waypoint. Okay, ready, decided. You can choose to make progress or mark progress and take 1 momentum but suffer 1 supply. I think he's going to need momentum as they go into it. So I'm going to take the momentum and suffer the supply. So take momentum, suffer the supply, but I do get to mark progress on the journey. Very good. Then night happens. That's where they're going to be resting. Let's see if we need to do a move for making camp, because I think that is mainly for healing and so on. Yeah, I don't think he needs it just yet in terms of mechanics. I'll say narratively that is what happens. They set up camp. They're able to find refuge, maybe off to the side, maybe in a copse of trees or something nearby. Likely there might be a tower or maybe several towers guarding this particular bridge, and so maybe they're even able to find a little bit of room and board with what they're looking at. Maybe you have a very, very small outpost is at that location. That'd be great. Although to be fair, that would improve it. So I'm gonna make camp. I'm gonna do the roll here. Okay. You get to roll plus the supply because they're probably not gonna be able to have supplies otherwise. Wow, all right. Strong hit, strongest possible. All right, so on a strong hit, everyone chooses two, which is great. Let's see. They're already down a supply, but I think they're definitely going to choose the prepare, so I'll get to add +1 to the next round of the journey. And I think they'll have focus. I think they're going to take another momentum because, again, they're gonna need it. So +1 to the next journey, next phase of the journey. So let's go ahead and yeah. So next day they pack up, they travel as they had for as long as they've been together. So here we go. They get a +1 because of that benefit there. All right, it's a weak hit. So on a weak hit, they reach the waypoint, mark progress, but suffer 1 supply. So let's go ahead and cut down on that. Let's mark our progress. I'm thinking we want to do maybe one more milestone to see what that would look like. All right, so let's look at our oracles. Let's look at our location. Okay, they come to a barren valley. Ooh, okay, they probably have one more leg of the journey before they get to the Tanglewood here. I'm going to say probably because it's really meandering, I'm going to say that they're probably heading around like this, and then they reach this valley probably right down here, because I think they're going to approach from this direction. I think that is what will make sense. So they come to this barren valley, is what happened there. I believe with a weak hit on the journey, I already did all the other things. I don't think anything else happens. It's only really on a miss that problems arise. So I believe that leads us to another move. I think they're going to try and really push through and try and at least get to the edge of the Tanglewood before they make their way in. Okay, so the Tanglewood. Let's see. Undertaking a journey. All right, one more time. Here we go. Rolling with wits. They don't get the bonus this time. Ooh, okay, it is currently a weak hit. I could burn the momentum to make it a strong hit. I want to maintain that momentum for when they're in the Tanglewood, and that way we can go from there. So a weak hit. So on a weak hit, you reach your waypoint, mark progress, but suffer -1 supply. So it makes sense. Do goes down. Oof, they're going to need to do some salvaging, I think, here. As and if they're running low on supplies in a barren valley, ooh, okay. Well, here we are. It's what it looks like. Let's mark that progress accordingly. Progress. Journey. There we are. Okay. Now, based on my modified rule, this is as far as we can go. So we need to do the reach your destination progress move. So as long as I don't roll any 10s. Oh yeah, strong hit. Look at that. Situation and the destination favors you. Choose one, make another move now, and add +1, or take 1 momentum. They're not at a point that they're going to need to make the other move just yet. I think they're going to want to. Well, I could make camp. I think he's going to make camp because they're going to want to rest and try and resupply. I think that's what they're going to try and do before they head into the Tanglewood. Okay, that's what's going to happen. We are going to do another move now and add +1 to it. So we are going to make camp. Although I think narratively they're making camp. I don't think I need to do the move because that's all about recuperating, recovering. They really just need to resupply. So I think that's going to be the focus here, that they are all working together in that regard. But yeah, it's just going to be his normal thing here, just with wits, no modifier. Okay, a strong hit on a resupply. So on a strong hit, you bolster your resources, take +2. All right, so we're up to 4 on that, and I think that is pretty. I think that's as good as it's gonna be for that particular move. So after about another day's journey or so, uh, winding through this barren valley that also has various forests and meadows, in different spots. Um, Eventually, they come to the edge of the Tanglewood, and parts of it are like a normal forest. It is a place that has normal wildlife, so they take that moment to restock on some supplies, do some foraging, some hunting, and so on. They're able to find quite an abundance of food and other supplies that they need as they venture in to the Tanglewood. Now, the Tanglewood, as they are going in, it's called that, and it's a desecrated Tanglewood. It seems to have some sort of dark history to it, dealing with maybe dark rituals or magic, and that starts manifesting itself as they are pressing forward into the Tanglewood. So the paths are all gnarled and are not necessarily easy to traverse, and it starts getting darker. The bark on the trees is getting more and more like a charcoal gray. The canopy of leaves is pretty thick, so not a lot of light gets in. But when they choose to venture in, hopefully they are picking more in like the morning or at a time when there would be at least the hope for more sunlight available. They go in, and that is where we are going to move to our delve move. So we already at our character creation, we created the site for the desecrated Tanglewood of Milena, and so this is indeed a corrupted Tanglewood. So we're going to do a few things here and go from there. All right. So the first step in doing a delve is to delve the depths. So as they are first entering in, let's just see. Let's see what happens. All right, so how would this group do this? Would they go in with haste? Because there is a bit of a time limit, but it's also a big expanse and they don't have a specific area. They're trying to track down a creature and hoping that that Beltran's wife, Becca, is there. They might try to be stealthy and catch up on it. I can definitely see them doing that with observation, intuition, or expertise. Honestly, I think that they would try to be sneaky and work their way in, not gather a lot of attention, mainly because of how poorly things went the last time. So I think they're going to use Shadow. It doesn't have any extra bonus for using Shadow here. That is a weak hit. Okay. So a weak hit. So what happens is roll on the following table according to your stat. So we use Shadow. Okay, so we get to mark progress and reveal a danger. Ooh, okay. Now, a couple things that we need to do. We need to make let's clear this. We need to make a new tracker, this time for the Tanglewood itself. Now, the Tanglewood, I could probably clear this one too. That's fine. I'm going to say it's going to be pretty easy to get lost. So I'm going to say that this is actually formidable. This is a formidable location, and before they will stumble upon, hopefully, the lair of the creature. So this is formidable. So we get to mark progress as they travel. So it's only going to be one progress this time. And I get to reveal a danger. So what does that look like? Reveal danger. Here we go. Reveal a danger. So let's roll this oracle. Let's see, you face an environmental or architectural hazard. Okay, I'm going to say that the Tanglewood has become so gnarled and is almost hostile itself, like the trees and the shrubs. I'm going to say that as the party is maneuvering through the Tanglewood, it's going to be very much like Mirkwood from The Hobbit. That it's very hard to maneuver through this area when I'm going to say one of the trees has a branch that extends and actually, while they're walking under it, grabs, I'll just say Beltran, just for the sake of making it narratively interesting, grabs Beltran, trying to choke him and strangle him, and he's going to need to try and get away. And as he's trying to do this, the others are also noticing that there's gnarls and roots. It's all trying to get them there. So they're just going to try and get away. This is a simple
facing danger move. And he's going to need to try and get out of the way. I'm going to say that he's going to need edge because this is more about speed, agility, precision perhaps of slipping out from under what it's trying to do and choke him. Otherwise, he's going to need to roll iron to endure it and try and get out that way. So first round of facing danger using edge, no benefit there. That is a miss. On a miss, you fail. Your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Pay the price. Okay, back to not going so well. Let's see. Let's roll on this article. Something of value is lost or destroyed. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to say, what is something of value is lost? He doesn't have much of value, and I don't imagine a tree would be able to just break his kin blade. It's a magic blade of sorts. Yeah, I'm going to think they're going to have to expend some supplies to try and help, and it doesn't actually do it yet. So I think they're going to maybe try and set it on fire or use something like that. And so I'm just going to say they lose one supply to make that happen there. And you're going to have to face danger again with less supply, and yeah, so he'll need to do it with iron this time. Just try to really brute his way through because he couldn't dodge it. No modifier here. Strong hit. Okay, so this is what he's good at. He's successful and he gets to take a momentum. Great. We are nearing our max. We're not there yet, but much more useful in cases of avoiding something when we have a clutch moment to have that happen. All right, so he is able to be successful to get away. I'm going to say that that represents the party as well, that they're able to get away, but they did in fact lose supplies in that process to make to get away accordingly. You know what? As I'm looking at this, a weak hit is where you would suffer only one supply. I think because I had missed previously, I think he needs to go down another one. So he'll be at +2 for supplies now that they lost something worthwhile there. Okay. Okay, so this forest itself is dangerous. So they're going to have to keep delving forward. And let's see what it looks like here. Now, one of the things about sites is that they have features. And so we can roll a D100, a 4. That means we find a mystic focus or conduit. Ooh, okay, so elements from the past of some sort of mystic focus. Okay. I think that they're going to find just a broken, long forgotten staff, some sort of magical staff. Maybe it has some kind of glowing shards of crystals kind of still embedded or around it and so on. And I'm going to say that they find it by a skeleton of a long dead mage who had been in there and clearly had died accordingly. Now, as they're delving, is there something that happens? So this is where we're going to do another delve move and delve the depths and try and get some progress here. This time, they're going to try and be more aware, right? They're trying to be stealthy before, but in reality, that did not help. Now that they're thinking, oh, the forest itself is trying to kill us. Okay, they're going to try and use wits this time. So do that, no benefit. Let's see. So that is a weak hit. Definitely used wits. Take both, mark progress and find an opportunity. Ooh, okay. So as they're coming to this and they see that mystic focus, it's definitely a broken staff. So let's start with the first thing. Let's mark our progress, traveling and traversing the Tanglewood, and let's find an opportunity. Find an opportunity. Let's see. This area provides an opportunity to scavenge, forage, or hunt. Oh, okay. So they lost some supplies. I'm going to say maybe even a couple of the guys maybe lost weapons or something. And so in addition to this dead mage, you probably have a couple of other remains of creatures here. So this is an opportunity to scavenge, forage, or hunt. So I think they're going to try and take that opportunity. They are running low on supplies. So let us resupply. Definitely using wits, no benefit. Strong hit, look at that. Let's see, take 2 supply. Okay, we're doing okay. So after they come to that clearing, they're able to find and scavenge for the lost items. Maybe for some of them they lost weapons, maybe a couple of them lost shields or things like that. It's not looking that that amazing, but they're at least surviving. Things are looking up here, and go go from there. Okay, so they're going to delve the depths some more. And I think they're going to keep doing the whole wits thing because that's helping a lot. No modifier. Ooh, okay, so that is a full miss. So on a miss, you reveal a danger. So it's going to automatically just roll that here. Face an environmental or architectural hazard. Another one of those. Okay. I think it's going to be... because it's environmental, I think this time there's going to be roots that shoot up out of the ground, where before they're all looking up and they're therefore not looking down at where their feet are going, where they're stepping, and roots are coming up and grabbing at them and trying to get them there. So kind of the same idea. This is going to be a face danger. Here we go. And again, going to need to do it with dexterity, with some speed, no extra bonus. Ooh, still gets a strong hit though. So as they're trying to leave, these roots are shooting up out of the ground. All right, successful, and you take a momentum. Very good. We love taking all this momentum. This is great. Okay, so successful in dodging, and they're all able to get through it. Maybe some of them are hacking and slashing as the roots are coming up and trying to get them. Maybe they're hearing a just some sort of otherworldly sound. Maybe just this ghostly whisper. Right, as these roots are coming up out of the ground, and they're hacking and slashing, but they're able to get away, and they charge deeper into the Tanglewood. Oh, okay. So let's do another delve the depths move here. I'm going to keep using wits because that is doing better for them. They're trying to be much more aware because this is a dangerous place to be. No modifier. It's another miss, so they're not getting much progress on this. Boo. Okay. And what's the danger this time? Check the theme card. Okay, 24. So we go up to our site. Under theme, so what is 24? Under danger. Illusions lead you astray. Oh, that's creepy and I love it. Okay, so the illusions. What are the illusions doing? Let's use some oracles here. And let's use some of the delve things. Let's say aspect and focus. Because as they're charging forward, okay, so they're getting to a destroyed shelter. Ooh, okay, okay. So there's a shelter in the Tanglewood that's clearly long decayed and destroyed, and that's where they're having illusions are leading them astray. Okay, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Okay, okay. So as they are moving around and beyond the roots, and they're going deeper into the Tanglewood, they come across this ruined shelter that has been long destroyed. Maybe acts of man contributed to that, or something else, or just the decay of time. It is unsure. I can say that there are these spirits and these kind of ghostly visages start appearing, and when they're going to look, they disappear. And then out of the corner of their eyes, they see another one and another one. And eventually they see one of them is turning and actually remains when the group looks at them. And it just starts beckoning towards them. Doesn't say anything, doesn't make a sound. Just makes the motion to follow. And then turns and just walks off the path into the forest. They kind of look at each other, went, okay. And so they follow. Periodically, they keep seeing the ghost motion to follow. and then keep walking, and they keep following it. Eventually, they stop seeing this illusion, and now they have no idea where they are in the Tanglewood. So now they're just going to keep hoping to stumble upon the path wherever that is. Okay, let's go back to our moves. Let us do our Delve the Depths, because we have a lot of space to cover here. Here we go. This is a formidable place. Okay, wits, no bonus. This says weak hit. This is actually a strong hit based on my modified rules here. So on a strong hit, you delve deeper, mark progress, and find an opportunity. Good. We're kind of getting some balance of some rough things and some good. All right, so let's mark our progress. And let's find an opportunity. An aspect of the history or nature of this place is revealed. Okay, let's go ahead and roll on our oracles here. I like the idea. Aspect of the nature of this place or history is revealed. Has a magical kind of history, so let's look and see. Weaken, corruption. Ooh, okay. Let's also look at our thing card and roll a D100 for, oh, looking at the wrong thing, progress. Just to see what features that help us there. 52. Okay, so that's actually going to be in the Tanglewood. 52, that is an overgrown path that leads to a weakening and revealing the corruption as a part of this place. Okay. So this is what happens. As they're stumbling through, and it feels like forever, eventually they do stumble upon what looks to be an old path. One that hasn't been traveled in a very long time. Maybe it was built by maybe one of the firstborn races, or maybe an older civilization that existed before. See, massive stones from the path are all uneven, and you have really overgrown weeds and other things all in the path, but they're able to find it. And as they're going through, eventually they do find their way to what seems to have a worn monument. Could have been a statue of some sort, but just age has really worn away all the features. It was probably a humanoid-shaped being, but really it's just a smooth kind of shape now. And I'm going to say that there's actually some iron pillars surrounding it. And you can tell as they're looking at all of the information in the area around them that something is draining the life from the forest. That you can tell just from the discoloration that there's parts of the trees in the area that still have some green vibrancy to them, but they have just these black fingers of just this weird corruption that slowly are seeping in to the bark into the woods. And it is pretty apparent that from the history or the nature of this place is that this is the site, maybe not this location specifically, but possibly, that there was indeed a significant magical attempt that had been undertaken here, maybe for a long period of time, and that has just perpetuated and created some real monstrosities and creatures that likely are contributing to why, for example, the forest itself is being so hostile to them, whether it be with the roots or the branches and so on. Oh, okay. I would say the men are feeling a bit uneasy about remaining in the area, so they're going to want to keep moving forward. So let's go ahead and roll. They're going to keep using their wits so that way they can spot and just be aware of dangers, because there's dangers all over. Let's see. This is a weak hit. I could burn the momentum and then find... You know, I'm just going to roll on the table. I'm not going to burn my momentum yet. I want to save that for combat. I had used wits. Mark progress and reveal a danger. Okay, so let's mark our progress. Oh, that's formidable. Let's mark. Okay. Ooh, not even halfway there. Here we go. And let's reveal a danger. Check the domain card. 45. 45 is over here. Entangling plant life. That seems to be the theme of the Tanglewood, which I guess makes sense. This is just what's happening. So this is now a new danger. I'm going to say that it's all just building, that you're going to have multiple plants trying to do this to them. Yeah, so this is not, this is definitely going the way that I guess the stories would tell of a place like this. Okay, so they're going to need to face danger. And again, entangling plant life, I'm going to say that even bushes and shrubs, I'm going to say that it's starting to really surround them and try and do that. So I'm going to say some are trying to hack at it, others are needing to dodge, and so on. I'm going to say at this point, because they've had enough of it, that they're just getting aggressive here, and they're just going to start hacking at a number of these. But they're going to try and avoid the danger first. So let's start with that when they're initially doing it. So I'm going to say this is iron for him. It's a strong hit. Beautiful. So successful, and I take momentum. Oh boy, is that a joy. Okay. So successful in avoiding a lot of that damage. I'm going to say that they just have really started to learn the natures of this this Tanglewood. Interestingly, they haven't run into any fauna. It's only the flora that is trying to kill them at the moment, which is a really interesting thing. Why are there no animals? Or, I mean, the forest is corrupted. You'd think that forest creatures that live here might also be corrupted. Why aren't they there? Are they somewhere else, or is there another reason why they are not here? Well, let's they successfully avoided this danger, and they're going to run away. So they're going to keep trying to delve the depths here. So delve in the depths. They're going to keep using their wits. Hey, that's a strong hit. Let's go. So you get to delve deeper and mark progress and find an opportunity. Okay, well, let's find that opportunity. Let's mark that progress. Did that show up? I don't think it did. Maybe it did. I think it did. Yeah, I think we're at 5 now. Okay. Another aspect of the history or nature of the place is revealed. Okay, so let's use some more oracles here. Let's use the delves aspect and focus. Depleted grave. Ooh. Okay. We can definitely see an element here of possibly what happened, that aspect of the history. Okay, so I think they're going to come across an ancient, either like a mausoleum, or because it's depleted, I don't think they're going to go in. So I'm going to say it's more just an ancient cemetery. Maybe all fenced in, but everything else is overgrown all around it. It's really dark. It's creepy. They've probably been just lost in the woods for hours now, and they stumble upon this graveyard, and they can tell that it is empty, that the graves have been emptied, either because someone dug them out or they removed themselves as well. Ooh, that's not going to be good for the groups that are going in here. Okay, okay. I'm going to say that they're feeling sufficiently terrible about this that they're going to want to keep delving in and go from here. So let's delve the depths some more. This is a big journey. They're lost. Okay, this is a weak hit. Let's do another oracle here. What do they see? Expansive information. Expansive information. Expansive makes sense. Why information? What information do they get? Well, let's see what the opportunity brings us here. Opportunity to scavenge, forage, or hunt. Okay. Well, let's see. How are they doing on stats? Supply is okay, but I think they're going to take advantage of that. I think they're going to do it. So let's do moves, and let's resupply. Let's see. It's a weak hit. All right, take up to 2 supply, but suffer 1 momentum for each. Okay, so I think we'll take 1 supply, therefore lose 1 momentum. All right. Expansive information. I think because they found a graveyard nearby, I think not too far away, maybe on another hilltop or a clearing, they find an ancient open-air temple. And, or at least they assume it's a temple. And there are some other structures that might still exist that they're able to scavenge and find maybe some items, but probably not a lot worth keeping. But I also say that they probably find some berry bushes and are able to resupply a little bit and rejuvenate their spirits, as it were, because it's kind of dark and gloomy and they're lost. I'm going to say Lieutenant is looking at Beltran and watching him closely, not trusting him. And again, he has marked him for vengeance at some point. So I guess we'll see when that vengeance comes for showing him up so handily when they drew the circle earlier. Okay, well then, yeah, they're going to need to delve the depths some more because we have some progress to do. Keep this in mind when you set difficulties for for your journeys and for your delves. You'll have a lot of moves you'll need to do here. So they're going to keep going after they've done this. Okay, so that is another weak hit. So we'll roll on the table to determine what that actually means. Just means to mark progress. So don't get any extra benefits. Progress is what I want. I want progress as we traverse the Tanglewood. Okay, we can do 3 more progresses is what we need, and then we can attempt to find our our quarry. Okay, now what do they find after this temple here? So let's actually roll and find some features off of the site itself. 46. It's on this side. 46. Another overgrown path. So I'm going to say that this is starting to really branch out where there's lots of overgrown paths, all centralizing in different areas. That there apparently is not just one path. This is just very web-like. This is going to be interesting. So yeah, they're at an overgrown path. They keep plugging along. Okay, let us do another. Let's do another delve. Keep using their wits because that seems to be helping them a bit. Okay, another weak hit. So let's roll on the table. And I had used wits. That's another progress. Beautiful. Okay. What are they coming across? So let's roll. 33. That's fancy here. 33 is also under the domain. That's a dense thicket. And I'm going to say because it's doubles, that makes it extra dense. So this is a difficult location, right? So they have all of these different paths are all overgrown. It's really hard. It's getting very hard to maneuver easily, and so they're pulling out their swords, or maybe they have a machete or two for traversing these sorts of locations, and they're cutting. I'm going to say that they're feeling like they're getting pretty close to the center of the forest, or where the deepest, darkest parts of this forest is, and where probably the source is, and hopefully maybe this creature that has been harassing the town of Redmore. All right, well, let's do another move. Let's roll. Let's keep delving the depths. We're almost there. Ooh, that is a miss. That is a miss. We are going to reveal a danger. Ooh, and we get to check the theme card. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to do a thing. Okay, let's check the theme first. So 25 on the theme card. Dark Ritual in Progress? Oh, that's awful. Okay. Um, let's see what are the features here. 61. Waterway. Ooh, a dark ritual over a waterway. Oh, that's terrible. Because depending on, let me close this down. Yeah, depending on the waterway, that could affect other towns and villages. I don't have them on the map yet. Ooh, that is not good at all. Okay, so the group comes upon a dark ritual in progress. I'm going to say that they don't know what it is at first, and they're seeing more illusions and visions and really terrifying things. And eventually they come to the clearing, and they do see. I'm going to say that there are three. I'm going to say that there are three of these hooded figures that are there, and they seem to be speaking an incantation. They're chanting it, and they only realize that there's something weird going on. Is that there is an iron pillar in the area where they are, and the three. I'll just call them cultists, are there, and they have all three of them would seem to be ceremonial daggers, and then as they are chanting, they then cut their hands and cause the bleed, and they're squeezing their hands to cause blood drops to fall on the ground. And as they do, where it is, namely green and vibrant in this forest, it starts to have a little bit of black start to grow and grow from their feet and branching out very slowly. Oh, this is a problem. They are going to naturally see this as part of the threat. So I think that they are going to attack the cultists. And I think the cultists are going to work together as one group here. So to make the combat streamlined because of the number of characters that we're going to have, let's add a progress bar. Actually, I'll just keep this one. I'm going to say each one of them is probably dangerous. So I'm going to say the group is formidable. I'm going to call them the three cultists. Okay, now they potentially have the element of surprise. They have the element of surprise, which means that I think they are going to do a move of, you know what? I think I know what's going to happen. As part of his preparation, Beltran is going to actually, for the first time, try and commune with his reality to gain a sensory awareness of motion, because this is part of what he does. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to roll wits and be able to see what we are going to do here. So let's go to my summary. Let's roll wits. It's not going to have any modifiers. That is currently a miss. I think, I want that to be a strong hit because I want to have that happen. So he's going to burn that momentum to make that a strong hit. So that brings him back down to 2, but it is a strong hit. So according to my asset here, on a strong hit, set kinetics to +5. Perfect. And then when you seek to knock an opponent down with a blast of kinetic energy, secure an advantage by suffering -1 kinetics, and then roll plus wits and add +1. Okay. So that is what he's going to do. He's going to try doing his own ritual of his own. Meanwhile, I'm going to say that the others just charge in, that they have that benefit because of the strong hit. That's how I'm interpreting it. And so very quickly, battle ensues. You know what? I'm realizing something that I should do here. So for the progress, the group of the cultists would be dangerous. As a group, they're formidable. But because of the Crimson Circle, the unit that Beltran is with. They're all working together against them, so I think that's actually a step that down. And actually, I'm going to say that they outnumber the cultists. It's easily 2-1, and they have the surprise, so I'm going to actually jump that down to troublesome. I think that makes the most sense in this case, based on the situation. Okay, so that is how we're going to engage in this way. Let's do our moves because we need to. Where are my combat? There we go. Let's enter the fray. And let's see. Yeah, wits is for when we are ambushed. Okay, so this is actually going to be heart. Even though they are moving into position, I'm going to say they got that. I'm going to say this is just for determining Beltran, because he wasn't ambushing them, even though they've already been ambushed. By the time he emerges, combat is going to be already ensued. So I'm going to just stick with heart, that he's just facing off against them. No benefit. Strong hit. Beautiful. So he'll take 2 initiative. So he's up to 4. Beautiful. Or take 2 momentum, and then he has initiative. Beautiful. Okay, so he's going to charge in. Meanwhile, the cultists are trying to figure out what's going on. He's going to come in and try and end it, because the black ritual that they were doing is an abomination. So he's going to just try and strike. He's going to roll with iron because he's getting right up and close and slashing him with his kin blade. Strong hit. Beautiful. Okay. So he is going to do 3 harm. And he gets to retain initiative because he's trying to be deadly here. And, well, that's interesting because I made it troublesome. Well, here we are. 1, 2, 3 harm. Perks of troublesome, not major difficulties. The harder difficulties are definitely going to come a little bit later. So he charges in and he does some slashing and some dashing, and they are drastically not doing so well. And so because of the strong hit, they have initiative again. I'm at my max for my modified rules, so I'm going to do a move of trying to end the fight. End the fight. This was a single round here. Strong hit, naturally. Yep. So they are killed. Okay, so here we are going to just ask the Oracle, simple yes or no question. Would the party want to keep any of these cultists alive? I think it's likely. Although, because it's possible that they'd be just in the heat of it, killing them and so on. But I think it's likely that they will want to keep at least one of them alive. So let's see. Do they keep any of them alive is really the key. Yes, they do. Okay, so they keep one alive. All right. So they want to know what's going on. Why were they doing this ritual? All right, so they're going to try and compel them. So this is a relationship. They're going to compel. They're going to try and threaten them. Yeah, so that's going to be an iron. Weak hit. Ask something of you in return. Okay, so what do they want? Let's do aspect, focus, veiled debris. Interesting. Oh, nope, that was for that. I want plot. Yeah, let's do this one. Leave nature. Interesting. Makes sense that they would be there. Okay. Let's see, what is his goal? Make an agreement. Okay. I think I know what is going on. It takes a little bit, and they motion to, I'm going to say one of them survives. And they're going to motion to his dead comrades. Say, I don't need to know your name to finish the job. Tell us what we want to know. And the cultist will mention how his order desires that that they perform these rituals to restore nature to its rightful place, into its rightful state. That the current state of the world in the Ironlands and beyond is an abomination to their deity, and so they're trying to garner the favor of this dark deity in order to bring desolation, by proving that they are willing to cause desolation themselves and inspire that. Let's see, what is the disposition that members of the Crimson Circle have towards this? Suspicious. Okay, makes sense, because I'd be suspicious too. Naturally, they're going to ask the question, why here? And why at this water source? I'm going to say that there's a spring here. I'm going to use the thing I had rolled earlier. So there's veiled debris. So I'm going to say debris is blocking the view of elements of the spring upon which the water is flowing. And so they're trying to commit this rite with this iron pillar next to it. Start asking some questions. Naturally, they want to know about the creature. So here's my question. Does this cultist know anything about the creature that has been harassing Redmore? So let's do this. I have no idea. He could not. So let's just say 50-50. He does not. Okay. I'm going to say that they revere the creature, but they have not been able to get close enough to it to know anything about it, to learn anything about it. I'm going to say that's about as much information as they can get from him. Okay. So the next question is, what are they going to do with this cultist that they have captured? Are they going to just kill him now that they have this information? I think there's a very high likelihood they could. How would the group feel about him now that he gave them a little bit more information? They were suspicious before. He doesn't know anything. Do they believe him? Let's see. Cooperative. Maybe I'm asking the wrong questions. I don't think they're going to want to be cooperative. I think the cultist is going to be trying to be cooperative and be like, and try and prove his ways and that he can do whatever they need. Just don't kill him. You know what? I think this is going to be a moment that Beltran is going to want to try and gather information by listening to the whispers of the Kinblade to figure out whether or not they should trust him and hear it from the spirit bound within his blade. So let's do the move, gather information. Doesn't get a bonus because he doesn't have that. Ooh, that is a miss. Investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Ooh, that sounds like a plot twist to me. That sounds like a plot twist. So let's go ahead and roll an oracle for a major plot twist. A secret alliance is revealed. You know what? I think I know what's going to happen. While they are talking to this being, I'm going to say that he is an Ironlander. What's his name? Elston. Elston, I like better. Okay. As they're talking to Elston, Lieutenant Erlem, who had marked Beltran as a moment for his vengeance, sees this moment, draws his blade, and goes to attack Beltran from behind. What are we going to do with that? That's crazy. Okay. All right, let's let's enter the fray. Determine who gets to determine what, because he hears the blade, and Beltran is going to be struggling for his blade, wondering why he can't hear. And Lieutenant Erlem has drawn his blade, coming for Beltran. Not sure how to respond to this. Okay, he's rolling wits because he is being ambushed. No modifier. And that is a miss. Combat begins with you at a disadvantage, and your foe has initiative. Well, we've been doing this for quite a while, so we are going to need to pick up. We're going to need to pick up here on another session and figure out what in the world is going on with this lieutenant and why is he allied with these cultists. What is really going on here, and why is the town of Redmore really being harassed? All right, we'll check back in another time. See you then.